We're on Windermere at the moment, and Windermere has a very kind of special history. It's famed for its romantic or picturesque landscapes, but it's also got a kind of history of kind of working culture as well. So where we are at the moment in the museum used to be the site of a minerals extraction plant. So the lake used to be a kind of site of industry. And so I guess what interested us about this site when we first came here was this evolution of the man-made, of the natural, of the picturesque and the sublime context, but also of weighing these industrial and picturesque heritages in equal balance. We have a very particular climate here. The original steamboat museum had been almost reclaimed by the weather and the lake, and it was in a state of such disrepair that that building could no longer take care of those boats. So our original brief was to better conserve the collection for generations to come. We couldn't use stainless steel as in our original competition concept, because after working for 2 or 3 years on this design development, we realized that nothing in this landscape can ever be stainless. So we begin with this natural copper with a black oxidization finish on it. It very, very quickly starts to register the passage of time. The building is changing colour from the windward side to the leeward side. And it's showing how it is starting to embed itself in this place, in its environment, and becoming kind of fused with this sense of place. I think when you first walk down to the lake shore, you get this real perspective on this sublime dimension, the Lake District landscape, but also the sort of the fact that you're almost at the mercy of the elements of weather at the same time. You can get this quite volatile change in weather. Over the course of a day, you can see almost all types of weather. The notion that we could provide architecture with a very particular type of shelter in mind, that we could make environments that took care of boats and took care of people on the inside, but also encouraged that experience of the Lake District landscape and even weather on the outside, was a really important generative motive force of the concept of the form of these buildings. We have quite simple square form plan buildings, but they're undercut with these very pronounced eaves. The very pronounced eaves give very useful shelter, but in their kind of dark form, what they do is they frame views beyond the buildings themselves to the lighter horizons beyond them. So the buildings are a frame for other experiences other than themselves.